Has the new search for MH370 already stalled out? Well, a bunch of people have asked me in the comments for my feedback to claims made by the Australian commentator Geoffey Thomas and the notorious Richard Godfrey to the effect that the renewed seabed search for MH370 has ground to a halt. A few days ago, Thomas put out a video on YouTube entitled MH370 Appears Dead, in which he said this.
Today, we're focusing on MH370 with breaking news that Ocean Infinity's Armada 7806 that was based in Singapore has left Singapore within the last hour and is now headed for Mauritius. That's its designated destination, Mauritius, not the southern Indian Ocean off Western Australia, which we had hoped for. And this possibly indicates that Ocean Infinity has given up all hope of the Malaysians signing a contract to search for MH370.
What is the evidence behind this claim? Well, the short answer is that there is none, but if you want to hear the longer answer, stay tuned because I'm going to explain it all to you right now. You recall that when Ocean Infinity conducted its original search in 2018, it did so using a ship called the Seabed Constructor, which was one of 3 ships it had on long-term lease. These were all heavily modified so that they could deploy the latest, at the time, seabed scanning technology that Ocean Infinity had acquired, namely the Huygens Underwater Autonomous Vehicle, or UAV, that these were essentially smart torpedoes that operated in a pack using ultrasound waves to create images of the seabed. The technology was a significant improvement on that used in the original seabed search, which was conducted by the Dutch company Fugro for the Australian Transport Safety Bureau, which had used side-scan sonar sleds towed behind ships on long cables. So thanks to the improved technology, in the second search, Ocean Infinity was able to scan an area almost as big as the original in much, much less time. Well, that was 7 years ago. Of course, technology has progressed even further in the meantime. So it'll be interesting to see how much quicker and more efficient the new technology will be on the second Ocean Infinity search. Now, 2 of the ships that Ocean Infinity had under contract at the time, they've since released to their owners. There's one that they still have. It's working in the Atlantic at present. Meanwhile, the company has grown significantly. They are in the process of building out a fleet of their own custom-made vessels that they will use in their work. The mainstay of this fleet is a kind of autonomous surface ship called the Armada A78, of which it currently has 8. These are 78 meters long, as the name implies. That's a bit over 250 feet long. These are packed with the latest technology. They're designed to run on fuel cells, to operate autonomously. They communicate with constellations of low Earth orbiting satellites and so forth. The first one was launched in 2022, so these are all very new, very state-of-the-art. So the question at play here is, given Ocean Infinity's fleet, which of the vessels it has is in a position to be deployed, and where are they now? Well, 4 of the Armada ships are currently in Europe. Another is at Cape Verde off the coast of Africa. One is transiting the Panama Canal. That leaves just 2 in the vicinity of the Indian Ocean right now. One of them, Armada 7806, recently left Singapore and is sailing across the Indian Ocean towards Mauritius. It's due to arrive on February 3rd. That is to say, it's heading in the wrong direction from any presumed search area in the 7th arc. This is the ship that Thomas mentioned in the earlier clip. The fact that it is not sailing south to the search area seems to be the main reason that he and Godfrey have been thrown into despair. Another Armada ship, the Armada 7808, is right now in South Africa, according to marine tracking. It is currently bound for Mauritius. Thomas previously wrote on his website that, quote, the ship that was designated to do the search is Armada 7808. Personally, I don't think that we yet have any reason to believe that either 7806 or 7808 has been tasked with the search, and I don't think there's any reason to infer from their location that the search has been called off. I think it's worth bearing in mind that when Ocean Infinity conducted its last search in 2018, seabed constructor departed from South Africa, specifically from the port of Durban. So what does Ocean Infinity have to say about all this? After last month's announcement by Malaysia's Transport Minister Anthony Loke, announcing that Malaysia had reached an agreement with Ocean Infinity to restart the search, I reached out to Ocean Infinity and they sent back this brief statement, quote, "After a long wait, Transport Minister Anthony Loke's statement is great news. We look forward to sharing further updates in the new year once we have finalized the details and the team gets ready to go," end quote. And that's attributed to Oliver Plunkett, CEO of Ocean Infinity. Then, after Richard Godfrey started publicly speculating that the search might be stalled, I reached out to them again, and they sent me another statement that read, quote, "Nothing has changed on our end, and the statement provided still stands," end quote. Okay, so that's where we are. Ocean Infinity has not dispatched any of its vessels to the Seventh Arc in the Southern Indian Ocean, and nothing is going to happen in the immediate future. Repositioning one of the ships to the area would take weeks. However, that does not mean that the search has in any way changed. Both Malaysia and Ocean Infinity have said that the search will take place, and nothing has changed in the meantime. Malaysia has given Ocean Infinity a window of 18 months to conduct the search. We don't know what operational considerations the company is taking into account in its planning. The last search lasted from January until June of 2018. And the new area is much smaller, only about a tenth of the last one, so it won't take as much time, especially given the advances in technology. That means that there's still plenty of time in this season, and it doesn't even have to be in this season. They have 18 months. I get the point that people feel impatient. They would like to have seen the search already get underway, but neither Ocean Infinity nor the Malaysian government has ever promised that that would happen. Look, I'm not a big advocate for this search. Anyone who's familiar with my work will understand that I think that the search will be unsuccessful for a number of reasons. But I do want the process to play out, and I think we need to wait calmly for that to happen. I hope that viewers and listeners will bear in mind that we live in an era of rampant misinformation. Bad actors are constantly throwing out chaff. You have to learn to identify who is a reliable source of information and who is not. Geoffey Thomas, Richard Godfrey, and Blaine Gibson, who also works frequently with them, they've all been working together for years to spread misinformation. Please do not listen to them. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. And remember, for more information and a complete archive of all the videos in this series, please visit findingmh370.com. If you like what I do, please consider a paid membership there or a paid subscription here on YouTube. Thanks very much for your time and support, and I'll see you next time.